What's up, folks? How are you guys doing on this beautiful January 1st, 2023? Chris with Croft CNC and CNC for Newbies here. We're coming at you with our first live of the new year. And I wanted to show you guys a little something that I started as a side project to try and figure out basically how to make stuff that I want that's going to expand my my apparel and stuff like that. So I taught myself how to make custom shoes. And when I talk about custom shoes, I didn't bring any up with me, but I'm a big proponent of Chelsea boots and monk strap shoes. They're classic, they're beautiful, and everything like that. Now, you can make shoes by hand very easy. It's time consuming, very low material cost, very low initial tool cost, and everything like that. I think I got into making shoes with a sewing machine, as you can see right here over my back is actually my sewing machine. It's $115 on Amazon, $120 on Amazon. I have maybe another, I don't know, $200 to $250 invested in everything. That's needles, dyes, thread, cutters, templates, all that miscellaneous crap. But what I was pretty stoked about was actually using my my multiple lasers to cut the laser cut the leather fabric. Oh, excuse me. But as I was saying, I used the laser to cut the leather fabric to actually glue and put together. And I used my Donic knife to cut the thick leather sole. All of my shoes have a multi-layered leather sole with a Goodyear welt, stuff like that. So we're sitting here trying to figure out different ways, not necessarily for production, but to make the shoes as similar as possible left to right, and how to kind of make it a little less tedious, because the fun is actually putting the shoe together, not cutting all the templates and everything. So I'm going to show you guys. Let's, I don't want that. Share screen. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get used to this again. But basically, this right here is the big template for the shoe itself. It is much larger than normal. Then I have an assembly of the shoe right here. Then I went through, and here are the templates to laser cut. All right. And then I went through and I actually made them two size. This is for a size 41. But I made them two size, and I put out all of them for the left and the right. So all of these pieces will be laser cut. I have my JTech 7 watt, my JTech 14 watt. I have a Op Laser 6 watt. I have a Niji 5 watt. And then I have a little Amazon special from an Alex maker that's like a 2 watt. Nothing major, but everything above 5 watts will pretty much cut through the leather with no issue. The other ones, I'm not saying it will have an issue. It will probably cut it. It'll probably just take more to cut it. Okay. So this right here is all the liners and the outside of the shoe. So we have, this is the toe area and up the top of the foot, these two. This is the back pull strap. These are elastic pieces with the markers for gluing, how far in I can glue. Once again, markers here. These are the side back pieces, like around the heel area. This is the front joining area for the lining. Once again, the lining, everything like that. So all of this stuff, you kind of put it all together, and that's what makes a shoe. And then you bond it to a what's called a last. And I make my own last because I 3D print them on a Sunlu S8 3D printer. And then I have what's called a crimping board profile right here. I make these per shoe. So this is for a 41 or like a size 9 Chelsea boot for men. So this drapes over at this point and in the center of the rib. And then once the leather is actually wetted, pulled over that, tacked in place and dried, so it's stretched nice and taut, and it gets the curvature into the top of the shoe for it to conform around the foot. And then these templates lay over top of the leather, and that's your finished cut. These are called vamps. These are the inside and outside vamp cuts. But this crimp board is actually just 1.5 inch thick lumber. I buy it as needed, and then I use the CNC router to put a 57-degree angle from this point to this point, and I angle that out from the center of the wood on both sides, so it kind of tapers out. And then once I do that, I can stretch the leather fabric on the crimp board with the center crosshair here lining up with the 45-degree angle from this corner, and that puts my curvature right in the right spot. So I have a miscellaneous vamp board right here, or crimp board, and this does not have the right curve for this. So what I actually do is I use my CAD design, I mirror this onto the crimp board, and I line up the beginning and the end of the points, and that allows me to actually get a good curvature to match the vamp as it should sit after it's dried. But all of that kind of is very, very entertaining in CNC work, because I could take all my extra lumber and make different vamp boards for different size Chelsea boots. I can make different vamp boards or crimp boards for vamps for derby boots, women's boots, high heels, UGG boots, you name it. I can cut all of the vamp boards for them on the CNC router. I can also take that same CNC router, put a laser head on it, and cut all of my leather pieces. And to me, that's just really cool. I like the fact of being able to make all my own stuff. And when I make them, it comes out, they look really good. Some other stuff that I've done is I made wooden soles, wooden sole templates, and I've made silicone molds for custom rubber soles. And I just use simple smooth on 2-part silicone. The Umu 30 works really good. Cut it. Basically, you're going to make an STL file of a sole. You're going to modify it to fit your actual last template, and you'll basically carve it out in wood, and then you pour a 2-piece mold in silicone over the wood once it's sealed and everything, and you pull the wood out. Now you have a hollow core that you can actually take smooth on rubber, and I like a softer, more pliable rubber, and you can actually pour that in and get a rubber sole that you can glue on to the bottom of your shoes and stuff. So all of this, the CNC work incorporates so many aspects of making the shoe that people really honestly don't give the credit that it deserves. But when you're looking at this stuff, like this leather being lasered, it takes me, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes to laser all the pieces. It takes me probably, I don't know, I need 1 or 2 crimping boards depending on how fast I want to do it. I'll make 2 crimping boards per shoe design. That may take me, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. And I just use a ball nose. I use a 1/4 inch ball nose to actually put the angle in this. And that's pretty much the big parts of it. Outside of all of these, I put this stuff on like a heavy cardstock, and then I cut it out and I laminate it, and then those are my patterns to put onto the vamp. So these actually get laser cut or hand cut with an X-Acto knife. But if it's thicker cardstock, I usually just put it on the JTech laser and burn it. It works out really well. And then you can do the same for all of these for where things need glued up and everything like that, just so you know. And outside of that, that's pretty much it. That's kind of another way to utilize your CNC machine without kind of jeopardizing what you're doing. And I don't expect anybody's going to want to make their own shoes like I do. I'm doing it more as a testament to, hey, look what I can do, and hey, this is something I find intriguing. So everybody has their thing. This just happens to be mine, and I like doing it. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and end this live. But if you guys have questions on how I do it, how I'm utilizing my laser, how I'm utilizing my router, how I'm utilizing the sewing machine or anything like that to bring everything together, don't hesitate to ask questions. One of the upgrades I have planned for the sewing machine this year is I'm going to do a closed loop servo foot trigger. So I'll actually be using one of the same servo motors that we use on the CNC machines to run the sewing machine for long stitches, because right now it's only by hand. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at and what we're looking at. Any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out. I love teaching you guys stuff, and I love seeing what you guys are making. So let's start off the new year with something fun, exciting, and new that you're doing to fully utilize your CNC machines. Or if you have a question on something, how you might be able to make something, reach out and we'll see what we can do. All right. Peace, guys.